All right, everybody, welcome back to Grogu Gaga. We're here, episode 18, and we're going to talk about the Bad Batch Season 1 and our thoughts on the whole season and also our thoughts on the finale. And we're just going to go into it. And first we'll talk about the finale, and we didn't do part 1 yet, right? This is part 1 and 2 we're going to talk about.
I think we did.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
That's right. See, I don't even know.
I remember because guess why? Because I remember talking about the water effects.
Oh, right. Yes. That's how I know. Yeah, so the water was beautiful, by the way. There was some more water in this episode.
There was
a lot of water.
Great water.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. It was pretty great.
And fire.
I will say my favorite part about this whole series has been the animation.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's hard to compete with that. I mean, like, when you go back and look at the Clone Wars, like the first season, and compared to this, it's like
unwatchable.
It's a joke. It's like watching Toy Story, the first Toy Story movie, compared to Toy Story 4. In your memory, it's not as bad as you think it is until you go back and watch it. So this is like the equivalent of that. And yeah.
Prequels to sequels.
Yeah. Major
CGI, yeah.
Majorly. You look at episode 2.
Rogue One.
Like, yeah. Rogue One is my favorite visually.
And the fact that I was just talking about the fact they resurrected Peter Cushing.
Oh yeah, and that yeah, and I think
it looks worse now with Luke and the Mandalorian.
Yeah, you think Luke looks worse?
Yeah, in the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, Luke looks worse. Yeah, for sure.
And Luke and Leia in episode 9 too look worse to me.
Oh yeah, I think the worst is Leia in episode 9.
Yes,
followed by
which he takes the mask off.
Followed by Luke and the Mandalorian, but Luke and Rise of Skywalker I think is a little better. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I liked the visuals of this season. As far as the season finale, I didn't love it as a finale. I think we're not alone in that. But if you did enjoy it, then I'm happy for you, and I really wanted to. But it was just kind of a disappointing finale. And it's not like I think everything has to have like a big cameo or some kind of cliffhanger, but it just needed something. What did y'all think?
It's definitely, and Sean and I were talking about this before the podcast, but it's definitely the most Disney-fied thing we've gotten so far. Yeah. And Sean and I were saying even Rebels was a little bit more, they took more risks, I believe. This is just a very safe series.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's good. And it's good for Disney to do, safe. Because this will allow them to, if you can't kill a droid, you're going to have all your characters at all times, apparently, like, survive. Like, that's what Sean and I were talking about. Like, so, I don't know. Safety is Disney's code word, I guess.
Yeah. It's, it just didn't, it felt like it never really got off the ground. It felt like, the first few episodes or so, especially the premiere, it felt like it was going to really, I don't know, be epic in the traditional sense of the word. And, I don't know, I just felt like halfway through, it just kind of never really went anywhere. It's kind of got the same formula. Things kind of stayed the same.
I would say when they became errand boys for Sid is when it started.
Oh yeah,
really, because then it became like weekly, episodic, side questy is
I mean, I actually like Sid's character, but I think she doesn't need to be in every episode doing like a video game plot. Is what it felt like to me. I don't play games, but that's what it felt like to me.
I'm surprised it wasn't in. They already had a first person in this season, so I'm surprised they didn't walk in the door and you see the door open. And it zooms in on her like she's like a shop merchant, like in a video game.
Yeah, basically.
So here's what we got. Like,
that's what it felt like, and a lot of it just kind of felt like that. And I feel like some of the characters, like I still feel like Echo is just there.
Oh, see, I think he had the most growth.
You think?
Throughout the series, yeah. Like he started taking on a dad mantle for Omega even slightly. Like, it wasn't anywhere near Hunter's level, but he was the only one. Yeah. And his depth, you can see him in regards to the changes around him. He notices it the most. I feel like with the TK troopers and all that, it's subtle, but like his facial, he notices the most, and he's the most hurt in this entire situation. Like, Echo is in pain the most out of any of the dudes.
Yeah,
mostly because
that's a good perspective.
Yeah.
I just didn't pick up on it.
No, it's not right. It's not. Well, you have to really like. It's more of like a headcanon. But
also, if you know Clone Wars a little better than I do, so you probably remember Echo's backstory a little more than I do.
Yeah, he was one of the original dudes. He was when the station. What station was that? That was protecting Camino, actually, which is kind of that adds a little bit more to me. So he became an ARC trooper after defending Camino.
Oh yeah,
with Fives, and originally he was one of the Domino Squad.
Oh, okay.
So he's been in there since season 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely got the backstory and the history.
Him and Five. So maybe that's why I connect to him.
Yeah,
so much.
For me, I feel like he's just kind of there. But as far as character growth, I feel like probably Wrecker, maybe, because I feel like he had more serious moments than I expected him to, and I think Hunter is kind of not really. I think he's pretty much been the same the whole time.
Hunter was the most stagnant.
Yeah. But yeah. As far as go ahead.
Back to Hunter. I feel like that's pretty typical though for like the leader.
Yeah.
That's not what you're expecting. You're not expecting some sort of. I expected Crosshair to do that. Like to be him being Crosshair to do that. So that's just on Hunter.
Yeah, he's Hunter's pretty much like the standard.
Aragorn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna do the right thing at the end of the day. Even if if he doesn't do it immediately, Omega's gonna get to him. What there's good in everybody, and that's how all these episodes go. But this is a positive podcast, so just being honest. But nothing wrong with some criticisms, but I'm hoping for more in the next season. The thing I'm a little worried about is that I think the reaction from this season, at least in the Star Wars community, has been like started off again like us, where it was really good, and then kind of felt like second half was just a letdown. And so I'm kind of worried that since they've already filmed season 2, because they have to film these things so far in advance with animated shows, I don't know if they'll be able to take any of the criticism of the first season and apply it. So like it might not get better till season 3, but I don't think that's the case. I feel like every Star Wars show has gotten better with the second season.
Dang. And I kind of think this season 1 is setting up for a longer show. At least that I'm holding on hope for that, since I was also kind of disappointed.
Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like they could have done a little more. Like
it had so much potential.
It didn't have to be like a cameo of the week or like some big plot twist, but just something. I mean, if we look at the episode, there's some Camino on fire, Topeka City or whatever. So some good fire imagery, some good water imagery.
Is Game of Thrones?
Yeah, it's Game of Thrones.
It's a game of water and ice and fire.
Oh, Game of Water and Fire.
Game of Water and Fire.
Smoke. And there's the obligatory sea monster. You've got to have those, but that was Chip's favorite part of the episode.
I mean, look at it though; it's so scary. It's like it looks like the Mosasaurus from Jurassic World, which was cool, and I like that because I like dinosaurs. Even though Mosasaurus is not a dinosaur, I've been attacked before for saying that.
It's not a dinosaur, okay?
It's not actually a dinosaur.
Yeah, I actually like that too, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch it when it premiered, and Chip texted me.
They call me Tex.
And they call him Tix. He texted me his thoughts, which I appreciated because it kind of prepared me. So I kind of just scanned through the episode, honestly, which I've never done. But, it is what it is. Overall, I liked last week's better as a finale. Like, honestly, last week's would have been a better finale than this one. It just felt more like the cliffhanger would have been.
I feel like
good.
a cold open on what they're doing with Crosshair would have been better for a season opener.
Yeah.
Like a cold open right where it left off of the first episode of the finale.
Yeah. So, overall, what would you rate the season out of 10? The whole season?
6.5.
I'd give it a 5.5 or 5. A 5 or a 5.5. Because I would give the first episode, I think I gave a 9 out of 10. Or 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then a couple I gave 7 out of 10. But these last ones, and I don't know, just...
I could go for a 6.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is the placement of the episodes, like we said. Like, it's just seemed kind of jumbled at the end. Like, there wasn't, like, a direction. Like, I know they're setting it up for a longer thing, but, I'm kind of tired of these long setups in Star Wars. We had to wait 4 years to find Rey's parenthood and all that.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to change mine to a 7 simply because of Cad Bane.
Oh, yeah. NC Cad Bane was in it. That was a great episode.
Why wasn't he in it more? That's the question. Like,
I know. I thought about that in this episode. I was like, isn't he going to show up?
Why wasn't Finnick in it more? Why was Boba Fett not in it?
Yeah, at like the end of the season.
Yeah, I really thought that like the first half, like the first 9 episodes could have been a first season. I would have been happy. I feel like the second half was just wasting time.
Yeah, they could have ended it on Ryloth.
Yeah.
And I would have been like totally okay with that.
And then the Hera episodes were kind of just out. Like I enjoyed it because I like Hera and I liked seeing the overall thing, but it was kind of stood out from the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm hoping next season we'll pick up some stuff, and they're already kind of setting up some stuff. So I'll kind of touch upon that. Oh, and of course the.
Oh yeah,
AZ,
sorry about yeah.
We thought he might die, but nope, he didn't either. So, some of the showrunners or the composers, somebody talked about it being a really emotional finale, and I'm not sure where that was. But, I mean, maybe with Crosshair.
Yeah, for like an instant.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I don't know. I think they just had to hype it up because I don't know. Maybe heard that people weren't.
I know, like the fact that Crosshair saved Omega. I feel like people are like, "Oh, look, he does have redeemable qualities," but I'm like, he didn't let a child drown.
Yeah,
like, that's all he
It's not
did.
that
Like,
big
it's
of a
not like he
deal.
did anything spectacular.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah, 5 out of 10, 5 or 6 out of 10 for me. Had potential. Like, when it first was announced, I was like, "Oh, this show's gonna suck," and then I saw the premiere, and I was like, "Oh, it's actually gonna be a big surprise," and then it kind of ended up being in the middle, kind of just mediocre. And none of it was bad, other than, I mean, there were some bad scenes, but I don't think I kind of hated that episode with the Deveronian. But that was just because of the placement. I'm like, why was that like episode 13 or 14, whatever it was.
And that was just another infestation.
Yeah, exactly. Another one of those.
I'm tired of it, and that one was more boring than the last one we had.
But the end of the episode led to, so this is something I didn't know, because I'm not familiar with Legends, but this is Mount Tantus, and that I'm going to read a little article, if I can find it, if I can close this Walking Dead ad, which I'm not going to say anything about that.
That show's still happening.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the final season.
Yeah, they're dragging it for like 2 years, I think.
It's 9 seasons too late.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it.
Seriously.
I know I liked it I liked it for a good while, and then
Yeah, me too.
at least 4 seasons. But so let me read it. The Kaminoan scientist Nalase was brought to a mountainous new secret Imperial facility, met by young scientists, and Star Wars fans, smarter Star Wars fans, immediately recognized it as Mount Tantus from Heir to the Empire, which Heir to the Empire was the first expanded universe, like anything official expanded universe, which that came out in 93.
You're forgetting droids.
Or 91, something like that, or droids. But
Just
is that canon?
no, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
And so, and Heir to the Empire was the first, and that was like 10 years after Return of the Jedi. And so it was the first EU. And so in this, it was one of the storehouses of technology, Sith artifacts, and general sinister tat kept by Emperor Palpatine across the galaxy. Also, Joris C'baoth, is that how you pronounce it? C'baoth?
C'baoth.
I don't know.
I've heard. No one knows because it's a ridiculous Star Wars name.
Yeah. So he was a dark Jedi, and he guarded the facility, and basically used somehow it created Luke I don't even know how you pronounce it. Luke. 2 U's, which was the evil Luke clone.
Sounds like a name for a Tusken Raider.
Yeah. So they got the genetic data from his hand that was lost on Cloud City. So basically that was one of the cloning facilities. And it's kind of interesting because a lot of people are thinking that they're kind of doing that a 2.0 with canon, since I remember I think we talked about it in the episode, but there was a comic that showed Luke's hand, and it talked about Palpatine being able to create anything he wanted, and which is similar to Legends, where W Luke,
Not W Luke.
yeah, but double U, Wook to you, where Luke,
Wookie,
became a thing. So, It seems like they're doing something, and I think everybody knows that they're kind of explaining the Palpatine return somehow. And
Fortnite happened.
Yeah, somehow Fortnite
has returned.
Left the important events of the movie. But it does seem like they're kind of connecting that, and I think that's kind of interesting. And a lot of people think that this woman is connected to the Dr. Pershing in Mandalorian.
Oh.
I'm not like literally related, but like connected.
You said connected, so like not literally connected. I thought.
Wait, did I say connected?
You did,
but not literally connected. They're literally related. Other than that, they have no connection. But I think there's definitely something there. So they're definitely setting it up. I just don't want this to be a long, drawn out thing. Like, I don't want this to be the next 5 years of Star Wars, just like explaining Rise of Skywalker. A movie that I like, but I just don't.
I think they reused Sabine's female model for this.
It does.
Or the not
mom.
Female, or the mom. But I was thinking Sabine when she was with Ahsoka at the end of Rebels.
Mm. Yeah, it is kind of similar.
But
But
I actually expect her probably to have an updated outfit next season.
Sabine?
No, her.
Oh, her.
It's kind of like the Luke thing. They'll probably go back and redo the face,
No, yeah.
But
they're not going to do that though.
So have you seen any theories about anything else going on? Like
By the way, the Godfather is playing in the background. My roommates are watching that, so if you hear some screaming, it's probably that, but it might be
Palpatine's the Godfather.
Palpatine.
We're talking about
actual
somehow
screaming.
the Godfather returned.
Hey, look what you made.
Look what you have made.
Yeah, all that info does make that last scene a lot cooler for me personally. When I saw it, I was just like, "Yeah, we knew that was that they were gonna use her,
Yeah, exactly,
for cloning."
Yeah. What a twist!
I was about to say, Cam, when he said cloning, was walking there. I heard a little
cloning.
The cloning. Everybody know that Nala Say was cloning.
Stuck a watch.
So yeah, that was like, I love reading the info after the episode because I'm like, oh, that makes it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, but it is confirmed to be that place.
Oh,
so it's not like a theory.
Okay,
it was confirmed on the website. So
sweet,
nice.
So I think that they're gonna. A lot of people think that they're gonna redo Heir to the Empire, and in canon, but not completely take it, shot for shot from the book, but taking bits and pieces of it, and it kind of makes sense, because timeline wise, it would fit pretty close. But Heir to the Empire was it like a year after Return of the Jedi, or was it like 5 years? Do you remember?
It was yes.
Yeah, it was yes. It was one of those.
Yes,
approximately.
Yes.
Well,
I haven't re-upped on my EU knowledge in a while.
Yeah, that's
what's the point?
Because we talked about it before.
Yeah.
But
if they do Joris Sabarth or whatever it is, I'm going to nut up.
Kibalth. So it's set 5 years after episode 6. So that makes perfect timing seriously. As far as like the Mandalorian timeline, which that's 5 years after Return of the Jedi. I
just got a bad feeling in my head that they're gonna make Joris an Inquisitor.
Oh, they might.
Like he's a Jedi, but kind of like the Grand Inquisitor.
Well, it wouldn't bother me because I never really had too much of a connection to those books, but I did read Heir to the Empire at some point.
Yeah.
Whoa. Where did that come from?
Sounds familiar.
Oh, that's playing on there. Okay. Sorry. I don't even know if you guys heard that or not, but we heard this was from last week. It had the video in there. Anyway, so it would be kind of interesting if all these shows, the post Return of the Jedi shows and this, we're just kind of setting it up, kind of came together to make another like trilogy or something. I would be
and bring like the EU stuff in.
Right. Kind of,
It's funny you say trilogy because the way they're set up, it could be one, post sequels. That could be the trilogy aspect of the same underlying show for the shows.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, if that did happen, people would, immediately be like, oh, sequels aren't canon anymore. And, it wouldn't do that. Obviously, the sequels take place way after this anyway. So if they were to do it, it wouldn't be like, I think it's just going to be kind of taking bits and pieces from the old EU and then kind of tying it into the sequels and kind of making it its own thing, which would be kind of cool.
And they could, in the sequel show, they could do old Mando and stuff like that.
Right.
Old man Mando.
Yeah. Yeah, because that would be really cool. Kind
of like Logan.
Yeah.
Old man Mando.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of, that's kind of how Kenobi's probably going to be, I bet.
That's true. That's so true.
And so, well, since we're talking about Kenobi, that's basically my opinion on the series, and that's all I have to say about that. Y'all want to add anything?
Just that, like, Heir to the Empire and, like, Thrawn and everything means, like, more Vader, which is very exciting.
The glove of Vader. I don't know too much of, but Vader will be, if Thrawn is in the Bad Batch, which I think he probably will be. He'll be in that, but I was thinking you meant post Return of the Jedi. The glove of, what was it called? The glove of Vader? Vader's glove?
I think that's where also Vader's castle was canonized.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
So,
Either
way, Cameron's right, either way.
Yeah. So, so we'll talk about Obi-Wan. A couple people have said, like multiple actors have said.
Lead Redder Media again.
No, every time I read it, I want to say Lead Redder. It's Latino Review Media.
It's yellow lead letter.
But a big so multiple actors have said they finished filming. So they're probably still doing maybe a bit here and there, but it seems like they're wrapping up, and it's been about 4 months, which fits the timeline. So that's good. That means that's good news.
That's good news.
So that means I think we'll see it in the spring. I think we'll see it after Boba, because that's plenty of post-production time, because the volume already eliminated a lot of post-production time. And so I think we'll see this after Boba Fett. I think it'll be around March maybe. What do y'all think? Y'all think it's coming out then, or you think Andor's not coming out first, because they are still filming, so I know that's not coming out first.
10,000 years later.
Yeah, like SpongeBob. It really is. It feels like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good guess though. Like first half of next year.
It just fits. Like Mando was 4 months filming, I think, for both seasons, and they filmed around the same time and finished around the same time. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm too excited. I don't want to get my hopes up for the show too much, but I'm still just going to be excited to see him as Obi-Wan and to see Hayden as Anakin again. That'll be enough for me. Like, I can't complain too much. I could, and somebody will complain. Like, it's not going to live up to everybody's expectations. Like, this is in some ways more anticipated than the sequels. In some ways.
Yeah, I keep saying that I'm not going to let that happen.
Yeah.
But then I do it for Bad Batch, and then my hopes get way too high.
Yeah.
Even Bad Batch, the last one, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it for this one.
Yeah.
Totally did it for that. The Bad Batch I had so.
Yeah.
So I'm going to temper my expectations.
Yeah, I'm going to try to.
I could complain, and I will, but it'll be fine.
I could complain, and I will eventually.
What's going on with Obi-Wan's 1,000-yard stare right there when there's a droid right in front of him? I think that's kind of funny.
There's some. Well,
he just remembered
R4
R4 just died.
Playing Mad World.
The Gary, what's his name?
Gary Jules.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this on the podcast right here. Just a moment of silence for Obi-Wan. Okay.
I just poured out my sparkling water.
So that's cool. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. What is this? Oh, Carl Weathers confirms filming for The Mandalorian Season 3 starts in September. Oh. And he's coming back as director, and Grief Karga will be back.
Good.
He'll be back alone because Cara Dune has been canceled, and Horatio Sands, is that his name, has been canceled. He was the blue, what's his name? He got in trouble for something too.
He was the blue?
The blue guy, you know. You know, the blue.
The Mandalorian? The other Mandalorian.
No, not Mandalorian. He was the alien, the blue alien.
Oh. When you said blue, I'm colorblind though, so I thought you meant the second Mandalorian that we didn't see in the finale. No. Remember him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That one episode.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to that dude.
Okay, so we won't see. Oh, what's his name?
I can't remember his
blue
name.
Guy.
But he's not going to be in it, I don't think, now. Yeah. And so, like, his whole team is being canceled. So, but he's coming back, and that's cool because I like Grief.
Yeah, me too.
Over Care anyway. So
Good grief.
Good grief. And so he's coming back as director, and they're filming in September. So, what's his name? Pedro is filming The Last of Us right now, but a lot of it can be filmed without him because of the whole helmet thing. I thought they were going to... I still think they're going to have him without his helmet a lot more. But I think they'll still have a lot in there just so they can get this filming done.
So they can save those scenes for later to film. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah,
because they're so sparse.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think they'll film it and they'll get it done. They'll probably film till December. This will probably come out at the end of next year, I would bet. It seems like a long time, but I really think Boba is going to be like season 3 of Mando anyway.
Yeah. Well, we already have a confirmed Mando cameo, right?
Yes, which I didn't know was confirmed, but I did read that yesterday.
Yeah.
Who? Mando, right? Who's the cameo?
Yeah, Mando.
Yeah, Mando.
Yeah. It's Bib Fortuna, zombie.
Somehow
Bib
Fortuna has returned. Hey, he returned. I didn't expect him to be in The Mandalorian. Like, I thought he was dead. So,
what's his cousin that's in Rogue One going to think when he found out he died?
Oh yeah.
Remember they tied that in for some reason?
Yeah, I think
something Fortuna.
Some of those are a stretch, but in Star Wars you got to let go and just enjoy it. Let go of your conscious self. Let go
of your conscious.
Ringo one.
Haven't brought him out in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So I got one more thing to pull up. I believe, the Visions thing. I think that's it. Oh, there's the Mount Tantus thing. That's official. Cookies. And then her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember where I saved all this stuff. There we go. I don't have the full Visions thing, but did you watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it too. Chip has not seen it.
Yeah.
But I don't think Chip's really interested, and I'm not super interested.
I'm not super interested in what he's doing right now. Like, I don't want that.
I'm not even sure what's happening.
It looks like he's unsheathing his lightsaber.
That scene was a little confusing, but
it's all over the top.
This more theatrical trailer for it has me very excited for.
Okay,
for
I'll
it definitely looks better. I was gonna pull up the voice actors, the English voice actors. There's some.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
this is the first time I think on the podcast that I'm gonna be actually
surprised
by something.
I just read that today. Let's see if I can find it. And that's the English cast, of course. I don't know the Japanese actors. I thought I had this pulled up, but I don't.
Maybe this is the sequel one where the technology might be a little different. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is upsetting me a little bit there.
Future.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just gonna watch it, and it's not canon, so if it were canon, I'd be a little nervous.
That's true.
So I kind of enjoy having stuff like this where you can, if you don't like it, then, it's not.
Are they using cell shading?
I don't know. They did. I think they are. The Tatooine scene kind of looked like that.
Yeah, it looks like Borderlands.
Yeah. So, anyway, the cast. I'm not gonna name everybody because I don't know. I'm just gonna name the people I recognize. So, in the duel, they have Lucy Liu.
Cool.
Interesting. I'm just naming the people I know. There might be more on here. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in Tatooine Rhapsody. Bobby Moynihan is also in Tatooine, and Temuera Morrison is back as Boba Fett in Tatooine Rhapsody, which is a rock opera. In case you don't get the reference.
That's Rocket Man Boba.
Yeah.
Or what's his name? Not Rocket Man. Who am I thinking of? Japanese character. Mega Man.
Oh yeah. Mega Man. And then Neil Patrick Harris. That's Chip's favorite show.
Alison Brie. I see.
I just inaudibly grunted.
In his head. Alison Brie. Let's see. My favorite is David Harbour from Stranger Things.
Okay.
He's playing the Elder. I love David Harbour.
Oh yeah, that's exciting.
You mean the worst Hellboy?
The worst. I didn't see Hellboy,
yeah.
and I don't know if that was his fault from what I heard.
No, it wasn't.
But
I like Stranger Things,
and I liked it. He was good in Black Widow. I just like him. He seems cool.
He's married to Lily Allen.
Yeah.
Neat.
And there's some more names. George Takei or Takei. I actually don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Takei?
Takei, I think.
Takei from.
I thought it was Takei too, and then somebody said Takei. Either way, Star Trek dude is in it.
Star Trek fans correct us.
Yeah, please. They're probably not listening to this
podcast. Oh my.
Oh my. Well, our friend, my buddy Dane Yoshida, is a fan of both, so I don't know if he's listening, but I'll tell him to listen. Tell him to correct us. Shout out. Also, he supports my music a lot, so he's a good guy.
Another
he's out
shout
in
out.
California.
Unabashed shout out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unabashed.
I support your music, Sean.
Yeah, and I support Chip. And I support Cam's podcast. Cam has a podcast called Two Song Podcast. Chip has a single out called Glacier Eyes, and also an album he's working on. And I have a new single with my girlfriend called Head Against the Windowsill. And so
it's good.
And
it's beautiful.
Thank you. We enjoyed it.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your song.
Sometimes you don't, you know.
That's true.
Sometimes you record and it's like,
meh.
Yeah. Well, and that's always frustrating. But I think I've touched upon everything, pulling up everything. So
there's some big names for visions.
I'll be.
I'm gonna watch it.
I think I'll watch it. I mean, I'll definitely like. Some of them look really cool. And then,
and if I can just break off my head and remember they're not canon,
yeah.
I just enjoy it. I just don't enjoy anime. That's the only issue. But
yeah, it's
Star Wars though. So I mean, a Star Wars themed anime. Cool,
yeah,
sure, why not? I'm
mm-hmm.
gonna. Maybe that'll get me into Naruto at some point. I don't know.
Naruto run.
Naruto running
you're
all over
gonna
this.
Naruto run into the podcast sessions from now on. So that's coming out in September, and that is I think it's gonna all be released at once because they still haven't said the length. They said it was shorts, which shorts could be.
You can wear them.
Could be you can wear shorts. You
can wear them while you're watching anime.
I love that's a Pokemon reference. I love shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear. That's what one of the trainers says in like red and blue version.
That's so funny.
It's just such a random like quote.
Yeah. Sounds like something Brock would say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anything on. That's the only. I mean, I haven't watched anime in so long, and I don't hate anime. I just don't watch it.
So much yelling. It's so much yelling. I feel uncomfortable.
Shouted exposition.
Like either that or they whisper. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like internal dialogue.
So I apologize, but it was more to demonstrate that that's how they talk in anime.
I know a couple words, so I can say it. So I'm allowed to say it. Dandayo. So, and that's out in September. I don't know what we're going to talk about in between September and December, but we'll find something. I'm sure there'll be news to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have much to say about the Bad Batch. I'm excited for the next season ish. I mean, like I'll watch it when it's out.
Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff before then to be excited.
We're getting
about.
Kenobi, so like,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. This was kind of.
Oh no, there go my expectations again.
Yeah, this was kind of like the kind of show that kind of tied you over until the bigger ones. I feel like, which sucks because honestly, it started off really good, and I think it could have been really amazing, but it still has potential because it's been renewed for second season.
It's fourth meal.
And for me, after the final season of Clone Wars, I wanted more of that. I guess
it's hard to but the atmosphere is very similar.
Yeah.
When I think about like the Star Destroyer scenes, like this one and the one with Ahsoka and Rex.
Yeah.
Kind of similar vibes. I do like the direction of the show. I feel like they could condense the show, or they could, I don't know. But this is the curse of all season 1 Star Wars shows. For some reason,
it's kind of funny because I think the strength of back when the first episode and the first few episodes were coming out, I was like, the strength of this show is that they are a one continuous story and not an anthology like Clone Wars, which was Clone Wars' strength too. Right. But this had it, and then my opinion totally changed.
Yeah, it did.
I think it weakens the show.
Yeah, and I thought that, and that's what I like about Rebels over Clone Wars. I mean, I like them both. I couldn't pick one, but that aspect of Rebels I really liked. That it follows the same group of people,
and they did it well. Though. Like, or not boring, I should say. They did this well. I mean, from all perspectives, it's done well. It's just not done in any way that makes me like excited.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the show needs, but I think you can look at certain episodes and be like, we don't need that. That's just
just do more of the things that people are like excited about. Like, do more Cad Bane, do more.
Yeah, I mean, like even if it involves having more cameos, I mean. I don't want a show to rely on that.
Sure.
And I feel like they kind of, maybe that's why they do that. But like,
I think the Hera episode, not the whole Ryloth arc, but the Hera episode is definitely in that kind of category because there's no Bad Batch in that episode.
Yeah. They like had like 30 seconds or something. So I don't know. I feel like there's potential. I just hope they, I'm gonna taper my expectations, but also like, every season 2 of Star Wars, a Star Wars show has always been better. But Mandalorian season 2, this was hard to follow that.
That ending was. It carried me through till this show.
Yeah.
And then the first episode, the hour-long episode of this show, carried me through until about the 5th episode.
Yeah. And next week, they're going to be doing the Mandalorian gallery. The Luke episode.
Okay, that'd be fun.
So we can talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could talk, if you've listened to the podcast or seen or seen our Instagram feed, you can, that I like Luke and I'm ready for some Luke action. I'm still, holding out hope that at the end of the gallery says Luke will return. He's gonna return.
I hope it says Luke will return.
That would be great. Luke double with the 2 U's is the one in the sequel trilogy, and he's the real one. And Dave Filoni's gonna come over here and wipe the sequels out from canon, and
I just thought
Kathleen Kennedy's
I just thought that was
fired.
Bigger Luke.
Bigger Luke,
the whole time.
Bigger Luke is something. It's something from A New Hope where there were scenes where Luke appeared slightly bigger. I don't know the whole context of it, but it's definitely a funny read. I'll pull it up right now.
Literally like centimeters.
Like it's like
Someone measured it.
Yeah.
Like compared to the set.
And it's like and they have a whole wiki article on it, and that's what's funny about it.
It's amazing.
Look at that.
Bigger Luke.
Oh man.
Like it's like literally like a
slightly bigger.
The Bigger Luke.
It could have been like a
hypothesis.
distortion of the camera over there.
The Bigger Luke wiki, the only wiki online devoted to the Bigger Luke hypothesis. The theory that in the original Star Wars films, there's a slightly larger version of Luke alongside regular Luke. And I mean, I haven't researched that in depth. I'm sure there's some good stuff there.
There's some poignant theories that tie in the sequels to Bigger Luke that are going to be true.
Yeah. So the Luke we saw in the Last Jedi, he was slightly bigger, and so he was actually the cloned Luke. And,
he's Luke and Bigger Luke are the same Luke.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's why he was.
Palpatine was like,
I like the way Luke looks, but I want him 2 centimeters taller,
slightly larger. And the biggest Luke is with 3 U's. L-U-U-U-K-E. So there's Luke, Bigger Luke, and Biggest Luke.
It's Luke, but like it's like an Instagram handle. It's like Luke LXXX.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Dave Filoni is erasing the sequels with the show, and he's bringing Bigger and Biggest Luke. Those were the real Luke in the sequels, and then this one's going to come out flying on with like in Captain Marvel and Avengers. He's going to come from the sky and save the day. And
wrapping up this season of Grogu Gaga with some hot theory takes.
Yeah, Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy's getting fired. You heard it here. And yeah, it's all uncanon. Being in the sequels have been wiped from history. And it's
take
all
that,
thanks
Ryan Johnson.
to Biggest Luke and Bigger Luke. So yeah, I think if Luke returns and I that's not even like in all seriousness. If they do follow the Heir to the Empire route, that's something we could see. So I don't know. Not with the sequels. I think people are. I don't. But you have to remember, a lot of these Star Wars fans that you read online, these are like kids. I mean, like you'll talk with people online, and probably not even realize that you're talking with a 10-year-old.
I've never heard a 10-year-old say subverted expectations. Oh, Sean has specifically.
Yeah.
One time he was like, Sean,
no,
your show is so good, it subverted all of our expectations. Your new single.
There was a comment
I
read somewhere, and it was like very well written and stuff, and then like it later said his age, and he was like 12 or something. So a lot of but it's just like
the internet doesn't lie.
But maybe I'm just like giving people too much credit, because I'm like, how can a grown adult actually believe some of the stuff that's saying? And like Mike Zero, the YouTube channel. Do you know about Mike Zero?
Isn't a character from the Chocolate Factory?
I don't know.
Oh, that's Mike TV.
Mike TV, yeah.
yeah.
And Mike Zero is just a Star Wars YouTuber who gets a lot of hits. And
is he a child?
He's a man child.
Oh.
Man, I would love to analyze one of his videos right now.
How does he speak about women?
Let's do it. I'm gonna pull it up. So this is the nonsense that people believe, and there's no source. He comes up with these sources for. I don't want to give him my streaming revenue, but I'm doing it anyway. Jon Favreau just recast huge character. This leak is insane. He changes stuff. He posts videos every day. Lucasfilm just changed everything.
How many views does he get?
He gets thousands. I mean, he's got this one's 50,000 almost.
Vomit.
And this is real. This is
does he yell?
No, he's pretty calm actually.
Okay.
But I'll before he went crazy, I used to watch his stuff.
Right.
And,
well, point to him for not just yelling at the mic.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's just see what he says. Blah blah blah. Come on, Mike. Let's skip ahead. He's already made up his mind.
What did she say? Oh, we'll get to it later. Of course. John and Dave would hate this dude.
Yep. Not quite.
Yeah, I don't think all of it could be.
He never loved the EU.
I can tell you why he's doing these crazy theories. It boosts his views.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Clickbait.
So
he's probably like, Last Jedi is actually my favorite movie.
Yeah, he might actually. Yeah. So I mean, that's not even the worst. That was just the first one I pulled up.
Oh yeah, but I bet kids do love this channel.
Yeah, because it's I would if I were a kid, I'd be look at all this.
It's not Minecraft Let's Plays.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember Super Shadow? Chip?
No, I don't.
There's a guy named Super Shadow who claimed to be George Lucas's friend, and
George Lucas doesn't have friends.
He had a website that was so funny, with scripts of episode 7 through 9 before they were officially announced. This was when I was 10, and it was fun to read.
That's
it's basically that's what he is now, and it's just people believe it, and there's no source. He's just making this stuff up, and but there's a lot like that, and George Lucas is becoming new president of Lucasfilm. Yeah, that's why he retired, so he could become the new president of Lucasfilm.
Everyone knows Lucasfilm really runs Congress.
George Lucas writing new trilogy, huge leak. Kathleen Kennedy's plan to quit from Star Wars. Jon Favreau just ended Star Wars TV series now. Wait,
that is making me so sick.
Yeah,
those titles, man.
I know. It's just, and every day it's this kind of stuff.
I mean, if you're getting 50,000 views, exactly. I guess. Yeah.
I don't know, and that's kind of what I was getting at. I'm it's mostly kids because I'm there's no way a full-grown adult can believe this, but
this dude's 40.
That's not true though. So
yeah, there's some gullible.
There's some people out there, but nope, sequels aren't being retconned. But I do think they are going to kind of. I do think they're going to blend it. Yeah, they're going to blend it, but it's not going to be this ridiculousness. And I don't know. People just don't know how things work, and everybody wants to blame Kathleen or praise Filoni and Favreau, and it's just not how it works because there's so many movies that she greenlit and had producer credit on that they love, but for some reason in their mind she had nothing to do with it. But if they hated it, then it's all her fault.
Fake news.
It's fake news.
Yeah, there's not going to be a Mara Jade Skywalker, but there should be a Mara Jade.
There'll probably be something like that. Yeah. I do think they will.
Just announced, Mara Jade comes back from the EU.
Yes. Somehow.
You heard it first on Grogu.
On Mike Zero. I mean, Grogu Gaga.
Yeah. Our source, trust me, bro.
Kyle Katarn makes return.
Yeah. Kyle Katarn returns as
Jedi Outcast being turned into movie.
Oh.
Well, no, don't
get me.
That's true because that would be. Sorry, I even said
really
it.
Cool.
It was a joke, but man,
big leak.
No, well, we have a source, so.
Big leak. Huge Onion makes.
Huge Onion.
Huge Onion.
Name's Junion. Huge Onion. You got me snorting. Well, I don't know. I don't have any more to say. I think we're just going to see how everything unfolds, and I just really hope it doesn't take too long to get to everything. And like I don't know, just the build up from episode 7 to episode 9 it was stretched out way too long, and I don't want this to be like 7 years of like finally understanding the connection with Palpatine or whatever, because obviously that's what this set is setting up. I just want it to be. I want to have, I want to be able to enjoy the shows without like having it feel like it has to be this build up to this one thing.
Yeah.
Because it is. I mean, it's clear that that's what they're building up to. I just hope it's done like, or at least some answers, like some major answers, are explained in the next season of this show or in Mandalorian season 3. Or, they are doing something. I just don't know what. But
they're up to something.
They're up to something. But well, we'll be back next week, hopefully, after the Mandalorian season 2 finale gallery, where they're going to talk about the making of that finale, and they're going to go into Luke and bigger Luke and biggest Luke, and we're going to see how that ties into the sequels with biggest Luke, Luke from SpongeBob. He experience high tide. Oh. So yeah, and that dude, that fish, he's coming back. He's coming back.
There's always a bigger fish.
Yeah, he's coming back as the fish in season 2 of the Bad Batch. He's going to be the enemy.
Oh, Sean's about to drop some knowledge about SpongeBob. I had no idea about. I was like, okay, all right.
No, I'm serious. My source told me this. It's happening.
Trust me.
Trust me, bro. Trust me. Well, that was a fun episode. I think we're going to be back here next week talking about the Mandalorian. And between September and December, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're gonna figure it out. We're hoping there'll be some good news. But until then, may the Force be with you.